conferences, I have done so many talks about XML-first workflow. But this talk, I would like to take it in a different dimension. Even though there are some terms like tagged PDF, etc., I am not going to go deep into the tagged PDF, this technical things and this problem solutions, none other than because I'm not a too technical person and I'm not a tech programmer as well. So I am unable to do those kinds of presentations. So let us start. I would like to dedicate my talk to the typographers and type designers who has been working very hard to give us the beautiful pages. Without them, we were not be able to see the beautiful pages. They are creating fonts, the templates, and they are trying in everyday life to visually appealing, pleasing documents and presenting to us. So I start my talk with some questions. This is a kind of interactive session. I would request all of you to participate in this. I will show some pictures here. It's very simple pictures, and you have to say what is your opinion about it. You have to choose the right one or which one you like. So here the first one. So here you can see two pictures. So my question is, which image feels more visually balanced or appealing to you, the A or B? I request all of you to raise your hand if you opt A. Very good, very good. You can raise left hand, right hand, or both the hands, no problem. Kerala is leading by LDF, Left Democratic Front, but it is not a mandatory to raise only left hand. You can raise any hands. Okay, don't be shy. Okay. This one, the left turn or right turn? It's A or B. Okay. So this is a picture of a lotus flower bud. You selected, say, as A. Okay. Anyone choose B? No? Okay. This is actually my name written by the famous calligrapher Bhattadiri in Malayalam. On left hand side, you can see Bhattadiri's writing. And on the right hand side, do not think it is like some script from the Indus ages. It is actually written by another person, none other than it is actually me. So which one do you like, A or B? Okay, thank you so much. I think if you seriously look at, you will definitely choose A. Thank you. Okay. So to write, for me, it took a second to write it, and I don't need to think about it. But for him, this calligrapher Narayana Bhattadiri, it almost took his ages to write like this. When I asked him to write my name, he did it in a couple of seconds. But to write a beautiful, write beautiful letters like this, it's continuous his training. Still, he is practicing every day morning, waking up 3 o'clock and doing a lot of things, practicing. And with this practice, he was actually able to do like this. For me, it is very simple. Both these things really conveys Rishi, but see the difference between. It really matters. Okay, now let's look at some serious matters. Which page feels more visually balanced or appealing to you? The left hand or right hand one? B. So please raise your hand. Thank you so much. Thank you. B. Why? I don't need to ask why, because I know why you choose B. Because you can see the skip between the equation, the bottom, and the column is not at all balanced. There is an overfull. The equation is not aligned. These are some of the things you may have not noticed. When you notice, when I ask you to choose a beautiful or a visually balanced, appealing thing, you will be noticing two things. On the positive side of the beautiful pages or the most suitable one, and the negative sides of the other things. Two things actually you are noticing in the back. Okay. Thank you for your cooperation. Thank you for your participation in this Q&A session. Now, let's discuss about typesetting. Nowadays, when you hear about when you hear the word about typesetting, at least the people in the publishing and typesetting industry who are actually doing academic journal or book publishing, as a person who is actually involved in the typesetting and the working with the publishers, in my mind, first what comes is XML, data set, MathML, automatically creating PDF, tagged PDF, and a lot of other things. I'm not saying these are not needed, but these are really needed. Along with it, there is a very important aspect in the quality of the pages you are creating. You have to create visually appealing pages also. You don't, while you are concentrating on the content, you are concentrating on the correctness of the content. You have to be very careful. You have to be, you have to do a great job in beautifully typesetting that pages as well. So from the examples, what we understand is that we still know how to appreciate aesthetics and recognize what is beautiful or aesthetically meaningful. And when you see a book or a journal or a content, even if it's an advertisement or a notice or an invitation card, whatever it is, if you say, yeah, wow, it is good, that by doing that, you are really appreciating the mastery of the typesetter or the type designer. That is actually happening. Without his work or, sincere involvement in that work, he cannot produce a content like that. Typesetters really focus on laying out or arranging text on a pages. If we do not arrange the content in a page, it will be just like some blocks placing here and there. So in order to give a visually appealing page, he has to be careful where should it be placed, what is its the line spacing and interword spacing, the font sizes, all those things he has to be very, very careful about it. When we relate this typesetting and tech does a lot of things for us. By default, it take care of the leading, it care of the interline, interword spacing, and a lot of things. But even though there are a lot of global parameterization, the typesetter who actually does this, paginate this article, has to do something manually also. I actually remember a talk by Frank in Toronto in TUG 16. He was explaining about, his experiment in global optimization in pagination, typesetting the legendary work of Alice Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. He was actually trying to create the optimization in global optimization in pagination rather than doing it in page by page. He was actually trying to achieve that in through global optimization. This is actually his the link is actually the abstract to his article. This is the poem he was actually trying to create. So some quotes about beauty and purpose. Some famous people. You can look at it first. What Nuth says, I can't go to a restaurant and order food because I keep looking at the fonts on the menu. Still, we are also doing the same thing since we started doing typesetting job. Typography must be as beautiful as forest, not like the concrete jungle of the times. Typography is literature as musical performance is to composition and is essential act of interpretation. I hope everyone enjoyed yesterday's concert. I think if there was one single problem or if you notice an issue like the lighting was not proper, the sound was not proper, the stage was not proper, or the artist didn't perform very well, you might have easily noticed and you never say, oh, it is a very good program. I just talked to many people and everyone say, yeah, it was fantastic. That's because all those elements were perfect. That's why we say it's a very good program. Similarly, when we see a page, if there are some problem with it, whether it is automatically generated, XML first, LaTeX first, or how do you generate it, it doesn't matter. The problem will definitely hit our eyes. It will stay there. When we go through, when we read through, that problem will be there. So we must, as a typesetters or type designers, we must be careful about, or we should dedicated work. We should do some dedicated work to improving the quality of the typesetting. Yeah, we can have the automatic pagination systems, automatic workflows and all, but still we must be careful about the typographic aspect of the documents. If you talk to the new gen people, we can see many doesn't know anything about the typography or typographic aesthetic appearance of these pages. So I think we are the reason for, I think, ruining them. We are not actually creating beautiful pages, or we are not careful enough to work on that. That's the main reason these people actually are not in our line. Another thing, this is one, beauty is a matter of size and order. This is what the typesetting people actually very careful about. Nuta actually designed tech with the goal of producing beautiful pages that are not just technically precise but genuinely beautiful. But even we are also a typesetter and we are using tech. Predominantly, we are using only tech for typesetting. Even though that is the case, in some cases, we are also forced not to 100% satisfy his goal, because due to the time limitations that we are getting and the effort that we have to input, we are also forced to create some pages, not a very beautiful pages, not a very good pages. We have to create some pages as per the requirement and deliver it on time. Time is very important there, that's why. Time is actually important because time is money. If you spend too much time, it costs a lot. If we spend little time, we can have some profit with it, or it will be economical. So if you want to produce something with high quality in a shorter time, you have to invest a lot. So the main challenges that we are facing, not only we, all the typesetting companies or all the typesetters who are working with the publishers, doing typesetting every day as a daily routine of their life. Main thing is unpredictable content. This is not a new challenge. Unpredictable content is always there, because when we get an article for typesetting, it may be 14 pages, 15 pages, or 20 pages or so. The number of tables, the number of rows and columns in tables, or the number of figures, equations, their alignments, what kind of we cannot predict what are all coming and their order and size, etc. So the typesetter should be, or the paginator should be very efficient, so that he can create the beautiful pages according to the specifications, and aesthetically beautiful PDF he can create on time. Another thing, XML-first workflow and automated tools. Typesetters are forced to use the XML-first workflow and automated tools. XML-first, the problem with the XML-first workflow is that actually we have to work with the DTD, which is which says the rules and regulations or specifications of the XML, not the typesetting part. So while we are maintaining these rules and regulations for the XML, we cannot 100% follow the specifications or pagination rules of the PDF. We have to apply some workarounds. We have to do a lot of, sometimes it requires some manual intervention also. That is another challenge. The decentralized publishing models. Decentralized publishing models in the sense, in earlier days, even when I started typesetting, I started working with the STM docs, a typesetter. We get a manuscript, we do the everything, we do its usability checks, we are structuring it, we are creating XML, we are paginating it, we are creating its web PDF, we are creating its print PDF, and we are sending it to the printer, everything, A to Z we were doing. But currently that is not the situation. It is, this work has been decentralized. That means I get the work, the source file from the author to the publisher. I do something, I mean, the cleaning up, or the usability check or something. I create the XML, I put it in some other's basket. That person, actually, that company creates the PDF. They are creating PDF, then they are putting it in some other's basket for printing it or some other task. This is completely decentralized. So we lost the control of, for example, the inefficiency of the DTDs, which can convey the instructions for the page making tools like tech or anything. There the problem occurs. The person who is actually going to create the PDF does not know the problem is the source files they have got, where to break or what to do. Then high volumes, then relaxed pagination rules. In order to have this automated workflow, XML-first down, the publishing companies actually relaxed so many pagination rules. As you see here, the page, it can even words. We can send the PDF with in an even words manner. We can have 3 or 4 lines of unbalanced pages. The last page should not be balanced. You can have a lot of interline spaces in between, in the word spaces. Figures can be in a different sizes. It need not be in a uniform size, even if it is of a same category. There are a lot of things they have given, so that the typesetters are actually following these rules. They are delivering it. They are using their automated XML-first workflows and delivering pages. But the pages are beautiful or aesthetically pleasing, or it struck to our eyes, I do not know. But the people who are actually looking at the content, they will going through it. XML-based proofing tools. What XML-based proofing tools? They are actually doing a very great job. So earlier days, we were printing the content and sending it to the authors. They are marking it, they are scanning it back, and we do. It takes a lot of time to complete the one round of the typesetting to proofing and publishing. But nowadays, the introduction of the proofing tools, the author proofing has become an easy job. It's a we can quickly complete that stage. We load the XML in somewhere, and it renders in a browser, and the author goes through the proofing tool and make annotations, makes the corrections in it, replies to the queries, and the track changes, and everything is actually there. But at the same time, proofing tool is XML based and it's browser based. It does not have the ability to create a PDF as the author wants, or at least a PDF similar to the one which author sent it to the typesetter. It creates a PDF with some other tools which it can use, but the PDF need not be as beautiful as we think or the author thinks. That's one of the problem with the XML-based proofing tool. That PDF normally calls preview PDF, and we could tell them you just go through the content. You need not want to look at the preview PDF. It may not be right. We will be making it perfect on later stage. And at the same time, we are asking the author, this is the last chance for you to review your proof. You have to make sure everything is in order, and you have to approve it. Once it is done, it will go to the next publishing stages. This is a big problem for the authors. We face a lot of questions. We will face a lot of communications with the author, why it is happening at all. But for authors who actually uses Word, Microsoft Word, for the creating the manuscript, many authors it does not have a problem because they are already seeing it in the same thing in Microsoft Word. But tech authors, they never ever accept this. They always come back with it. They are sending a text file to us. You are loading it in XML-first workflow somewhere, and you are not. You are asking us to sign it off. You are not giving us a chance to review the PDF again. But the PDF is not good. This is not the PDF that we want. That is the authors are actually asking. It raises a lot of issues. So, but with the introduction of the LaTeX proofing solutions, these type of problems are resolved. Authors are very happy. They are getting the text file back for any corrections. They can answer the queries in the text file. They can make changes in it. They can even paginate themselves. It actually reduces the time and effort of the typesetter. Authors are very happy to paginate the article and make it more beautiful. That's the experience with the LaTeX proofing solutions. So my question is there an XML-based proofing tool which has all the features of a typesetting tool? Not only for author proofing, it should have the capability of work just like a typesetting tool. To be honest, until now, I know only the one answer I know is Primo. Primo is XML-based proofing tool, but it has the functionality of a complete typesetting system. If I'm wrong, please correct me. My friends here who are actually working in the publishing industry or typesetting industry, please correct me if I didn't gather much information or I am actually wrong. I would say in future, these similar tools may emerge or already being developed in the lab, but Primo will be the setting standard others may aspire to. It took a long time to reach the pilot phase, but expected considering the tool's ambition. We want to let the authors not only see what any kind of PDF, they can interact with the proofing tool. They will be able to generate a PDF in the same way they want. At least in the same way they have created their author, the manuscript, they should be able to do that themselves. That was the ambition. That was our ambition. I would add some more features. I would say mention about some more features about Primo. I would run through very quickly because I already have given a talk about Primo in a previous conference. What I'm mentioning about Primo here in my talk is that it's a solution based on tech as well. We can tech authors or non-tech authors who want to create beautiful pages, aesthetically pleasing PDF, they can use Primo. Primo is a solution. For non-tech authors also, Primo gives a solution to create a beautiful pages. In addition to doing all the proofing kind of things, Primo can help them a lot. Primo can generate accessible PDF on the fly. Minimize the post-processing because you do not want to download the XML, you don't want to do some post-processing, and for publishing, you don't want to do anything. Primo will do itself because when you want to create a final deliver, press the button, it will create the deliverable as per the specification. It is collaborative and it combines the advantages of XML workflow and facilitate controlled authoring and editing. Then compatible for both tech and non-tech communities that I already mentioned, and journal template-based PDF generation. So instead of giving a single generic output. It actually gives a output according to the journal or house style or that the publisher actually wants. Let's quickly go through the features which are available in Primo to help the authors typeset their article. They can paginate the article. What are the features available here? You can resolve the bad breaking, adjust interline and interword spacing. You can tie up strings. For example, if a name actually broken, the initials and the surname broken in two different lines, you can tie it up in the proofing in the XML, I think in the interface itself. And table column width or rows up or calls up, you can adjust figure resizing, rotation, and moving floats around the page. Adjusting the running heads. Running heads in the sets, short titles and short author lists. Normally, this is not available in the XML. We have to apply some rules, but in some cases, we have to go against the rule and we have to create a custom short title, custom running head. In that case, you can do it in Primo. You can insert tech commands anywhere. Even if those who know tech authors can understand the tech commands there. Non-tech authors can understand with the description what it does. They don't need to look at the tech commands. They only need to look at description. For example, break here, line break, or page break, or like that. Resetting counters, change labels, then cross references, auto numbering. These are some of the features. I'm not going to the more details here. These are the references you can look into. And thank you all. Thank you for this.
Yeah, we have 10 minutes per question. So, questions on Primo and LaTeX typesetting in general. Experienced professional, many years, and question about LaTeX or Primo, XML.
Thank you, Risha. Question: is it possible in Primo to put marginal notes to offers and things like this?
Good question. I think putting marginal notes is not possible at all.
Oh.
For example, that we can put into. But the thing is that why we haven't done it, if we use it as a proofing tool, you can put the marginal notes mainly using for the comments or queries, something like that. We have a separate facility for putting comments and queries. In the published article, these marginal notes are not necessary. But you can add footnotes and all those things.
Yeah. Then you probably want to listen to my talk because there is something you may want to implement.
Okay.
Sorry for the plug.
So it's a really nice presentation. And what I'm thinking is we are seeing several changes in the world in the tech. So here, in the sense of Primo, how do you envisage that? What would be the future? So today we are discussing about XML, but if you are going towards a different technology or something like that, how it is compatible?
Yeah, definitely. We can make it compatible to any future technologies. Like currently, the recent feature we are looking into is the JSON LD type of things and CPLD things. Yeah, definitely Primo can be ported to that kind of workflow.
So no major developments involved or something.
Maybe developments is definitely required. It is not easy. So we have to do that. If that is a requirement, definitely it can be done, but it is not it is not impossible.
I have one more technical question. Really, you said you're producing tag PDF at the end, and I think I know how. Which is the one part of the stuff that we are currently doing. What I would be interested in is you are receiving documents from the author which are in tag, and you translate them, or they get translated to XML, correct?
Yes.
That's one stage. How much of packages do you accept in this author document coming in? Is that very much restricted, or can they sort of load a lot of packages and this gets cleaned up when you transform to HTML or to XML, or how is this sort of restricted?
Yeah, thank you for raising that question. We don't need to remove not that much packages, since if it's a LaTeX first workflow, to create the tagged PDF, we have to face the challenges of the incompatibility of packages in creating a PDF. But this is actually an XML first workflow. Sorry. We are creating the XML. In that XML, there is no macros and that type of sort of things. So it's very for us to create a tagged PDF. We can, without much difficulty, we can create the tagged PDF.
Yeah, I understand. On the way back, you are starting from XML, so you have a very much control of what you turn back into
Yes.
LaTeX to make
Yes.
the pages.
Yes.
I was just wondering how much input variation do you allow for the authors? Is there a lot of restrictions, or how do you get to the XML?
No, we cannot put any restrictions to the authors, because as per what the publishers gives us, we have to accept it. And during the normalization process, we have to remove some packages if it is not compatible for the XML workflow.
Thank you, Rishi, for this wonderful talk. It's also a little saddening in some sense to know that all the things we did have also moved us away from beautiful pages. So that makes me somewhat uncomfortable having listened to your presentation. So I think, but it aligns a lot with what I said in the beginning, namely that there are certain things that were, in some sense, never right with our DTDs. They weren't ready for it. So what I would like to say is let's start something that brings us back to beautiful pages. I think that together with LaTeX and with improvements to our standards, that should be possible.
Thank you.
We still have 5 minutes for questions, or we can move on to the next talk. Any more questions?
Let me hear again.